It's Eagles-Bucks Monday night for the wild card round of the playoffs. So let's talk about the Eagles' playoff chances with Ashlyn Sullivan from NBC Sports Philly and Sports Radio WIP. Ashlyn, you were on with us last week, Week 18, when the Eagles came up here and got beat by the Giants. A lot of storylines heading into this game. First and foremost, thanks for joining us, coming back with us. Let's talk about Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown. Is there worry down in Philadelphia about Hurts' dislocated finger as well as Brown's knee? We're talking about an offense that pretty much goes through these two guys.
Yeah, there's no update as of now. We all think, because it is a playoff game, that they're both going to play, but the question is, how much of an impact are they actually going to be able to make? As of now, Jalen Hurts was a limited participant at practice. What's concerning in his press conference is he said he has yet to throw a football this week, which, as we know, is a key function to the quarterback. So that definitely made all Eagles fans nervous. And he also admitted that he probably should not have gone back in that game after dislocating the finger, that he fears it made it worse. And that's also frustrating because in the grand scheme of things, that game against the Giants didn't mean a ton to your season. So in A.J. Brown as well, he has not practiced yet this week, and we're not hearing anything about him playing, but we're going to see maybe if he possibly will practice this week and before they travel to Tampa. But you're right, this is an offense that goes to those two guys. Eagles fans might finally get what they want and get a running game going, because that might be your only option. But I don't think they should panic as well, because I think you have a lot of weapons up with this offense that are being a little underutilized right now. Dallas Goedert's one of them, only one catch for 4 yards against the Giants. So if A.J. Brown can't go in the playoffs, you have other guys. But I understand the concern. But the biggest concern to me is the health of Jalen Hurts and if he can even throw by Monday night.
Yeah, when we're talking about A.J. Brown, the Eagles did sign Julio Jones, and a healthy Julio Jones right now. But what A.J. Brown has done this season is absolutely phenomenal. And that's the former wide receiver in me, just giving him his flowers with what he's been able to do in this Eagles pass game. Let's riverside it and talk about the defense. Defensive coordinator Matt Patricia talked about wanting to give his players a chance to play fast and aggressive on Monday. So what are some of the players saying about that approach? And has that unit's struggles been more about on the X's and O's or the Jimmy and Joes?
It's a great question. And talking to some guys in the locker room, they're excited about the opportunity to play fast. And when we say play fast, that's Matt Patricia saying that he's going to simplify this defense on Monday. And a lot of people could have said, well, that should have happened a long time ago. And I would agree with them, but they're going to simplify this Eagles defense. And players are excited about that because there has been a ton of miscommunication. You've changed defensive coordinators from Sean Desai to Matt Patricia a little more than halfway through this season. And with that has come new wrinkles that, to me, when you watch this Eagles defense, they look confused out there. They look like they don't know what these wrinkles are all about. So Kevin Byard, for example, in the locker room this week said they're really focusing on simplifying first and second down, with the caveat you have to add some wrinkles to cover Mike Evans. So that's not exactly simple, but James Bradbury was saying that they're just excited to play fast, be able to go back to that aggressive style of Eagles defense that we saw work earlier in the season. The key question is, though, is it going to work on Monday night? But I think simplifying is definitely a good idea right now.
Random question. Does Baker Mayfield scare you going up against this Eagles defense?
He's banged up as well. And I think from what I'm hearing, the rib and a multitude of injuries down in Tampa. So but the thing about Baker that always makes me scratch my head is you never really know what Baker Mayfield you're going to get, right? This could be the guy that throws for 300-plus yards and lights you up, or this is the guy that can throw 4 interceptions. The question is, what Baker Mayfield are you going to get? But talking to people in Tampa that have been covering him all year, they expect that he's going to get a contract. He has played that well for them. So it's funny to say, in talking to players in the locker room, they are giving Baker Mayfield their flowers. He has had a heck of a year. They're not overlooking him. And a Baker Mayfield in the playoffs with a Bucs team that has winning momentum, I think the Eagles should be a little nervous about this game.
Yeah, I just want to go on record to be one of those people that hated on Baker Mayfield in the offseason, but he has absolutely shut me the hell up. So I would pay for the bouquet of flowers, giving Baker Mayfield his flowers. Another storyline, because it just seems like the Philadelphia Eagles are the gift that just keeps on giving. What are your thoughts?
Many of them.
What's your thoughts on Darius Slay's comments about wanting to play on the road because Philly fans boo too much?
I mean, he's not wrong. I mean, you've seen the past couple of home games on TV. There are boos. The city is freaking out right now. And I want to say I don't blame them, because a lot of people are asking what the heck is going on. And no one has the answer to why we've seen a 10-1 team completely fall apart. This city, this is every conversation, no matter where you go. You're at the coffee shop, you're at the gas station. It does not matter. People are talking about the Eagles and talking about this game. And from what I'm hearing, Eagles fans are incredibly worried about Monday night against the Bucs. So all that to be said, I don't blame Darius Slay for saying that, and I think he's actually right. I do think it benefits the Eagles to get on the road right now. We've seen in every professional sport, when you're on the road, you can control everything. You're away from your family, your friends, less social media, in your meeting room, in your hotel, and it's just the team. I think that benefits the Eagles this week. They don't need to be walking around this city hearing what's going on. So for this week, I get why Slay is saying that.
Yeah, and one guy in particular who does not want to be walking around the city hearing what's going on is Nick Sirianni. Bill Belichick to the Eagles, if they lose this game, has been absolutely blowing up my social media feeds. You're around the organization. You think that's just like a media chatter for clicks, or you think could that be a strong possibility if the Eagles are one and done in these playoffs?
You never like to speculate on someone's job and being in that locker room and being around the team this year. In the past couple of weeks, I have no inkling that Coach Sirianni's job is in jeopardy, and I'm of the party that I don't think he should lose his job. This is a coach that was in the Super Bowl 11 months ago. I don't think we talk enough about that Super Bowl hangover and how tough it is to succeed after a Super Bowl loss. We've seen it time and time again. 2 new coordinators who have never done this job before. I think that's something more we should be paying attention to than Coach Sirianni. But I understand the questions, and there are questions in the city. I was just on WIP this week, and we got 9 callers about Coach Sirianni losing his job. Do I think it'll be a conversation? Absolutely. But before we start throwing out names of who could replace, I have to first see, is Coach Sirianni going to be here? I'm of the belief he will be, just despite how Monday goes. I think you have to make that decision beforehand. But could I see a restructure of the defensive staff? For sure.
Isn't it crazy how we can go from the slow-mo Nick Sirianni and everybody praising all his antics to, oh, we got to fire him for getting us to the playoffs and possibly losing in the first round of the playoffs. I tell you, some business we're in, huh?
Welcome to Philadelphia. Yep.
Ashlyn, thanks for hopping on with us again. If the Eagles win and keep going, I'm calling you back. Keep the same Zoom link. Keep the same Zoom link. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.